Welcome to Life in a Headlock. You're Mississippi Madman Logan Creed, and you are?
Yes, Tech Warrior Cruz.
Cool. Thanks for being on the show. This is just a little YouTube show I'm trying to get out there. Hope y'all get out there. Once I share it, y'all share it, spread it around, and then a little bit more about you.
Sounds good.
All right. First question is, how long have you been in wrestling?
I started training actually November of 2014. So right now I'm looking to close up on 2 years of wrestling.
Who trained you and where at?
I trained at Wildcat Sports in New Orleans. Luke Hawks was the head trainer on there.
Now, with your training, did you have any difficulty learning any certain things?
Yeah, I think overall, everyone's got their strengths and weaknesses when it comes to what you're good at, what you're not. I think the biggest thing for me that I always had a little bit more issue was kind of like the chain wrestling and just learning different type of holds and grab submissions and things like that. More of the technical stuff. Some of the things I still work on today.
Well, tell me about your very first match. Who it was against? Did you win? Go farther.
So my very first match, actually, we were booked on a show. It was in Alberta, Alabama, and when I got there, the promoter didn't even know who I was. He knew that I was supposed to be there, but he had no idea that I was the guy that was supposed to be in the match. So I ended up getting thrown into the first match of the night in a triple threat match, and it was against this guy. I think his name was Robert Backlund Jr. and El Psycho Gato, and yeah, so I ended up losing that match, but I wasn't the one to get pinned. At least there was a little midget guy on the side of the ring that held my feet down when I tried to go break up the pin. So I guess it wasn't. At least I didn't get pinned. I guess my first match, but
it was triple threat with a midget. Wow.
It was a triple threat, a midget manager.
Still, it has a midget.
It had a midget, yes. And he held my feet. So
you couldn't move a 100-pound guy?
Couldn't move a 100-pound guy, not at the moment. Not enough for 3 seconds.
All right. Cool. Well, what has been your favorite match so far?
Oh, man. My favorite match, I'm a singles competitor, but I think my favorite one so far has been Mucha Lucha in Atlanta, Georgia, and it was myself tag teaming against Prince Tita against the Lynch Mob, which was, that was a match that really took me out of my element. I had to learn a little bit more of a Lucha Libre style. I got to do some things I've never done before, but the crowd was amazing, and the environment, it was one of the biggest lucha shows in the area, so that was probably one of my favorite ones, I think, that I've done so far.
Tell me, what did you do out of the ordinary?
Out of the ordinary, obviously tag. That's the first thing. Tag teaming is a whole different monster.
Yeah, I agree.
But out of the ordinary, just being able to do a couple different tag team moves that I normally don't get to do. Also, flipping out of the ring. Shoot, it was me flipping out, hitting a few guys in a barricade. So it was. But just taking that risk that normally I don't get to take in a singles match, it was definitely fun to do, and kind of broke the fear of jumping out the ring in a way. So.
All right. Well, what do you think of TV wrestling? The good of it and the bad of it. What's your opinion?
I think I love watching wrestling on TV. I think that is the ultimate study guide when you're an independent pro wrestler, because there's all different types of shapes, sizes, styles, gimmicks, characters, everything. And you're able to look at a few things, you're able to learn, you're able to see how to, psychology, how to just work, how to make things work when little mess ups happen or anything, and you're able to really just pull a lot from it and kind of develop yourself as a wrestler. So that's some of the good things I look at. The bad things, I really wouldn't necessarily say there's a lot of bad, but because obviously everyone's in this business together, and I think indie guys are the last people to really to be judging anybody that's on TV.
I agree, but everybody has an opinion.
Right. But I think overall, the bad is, so once you're on TV, it's kind of like whatever you see there, whether you think you were doing it first or anything, it's there. So if I'm wearing a red baseball cap and I see Joe Blow makes it to WWE and he's got a red baseball cap, I'm like, wait, I did it first, but no one's gonna believe me, no one's gonna even care because he's on TV, it's his now. So I think finding your originality as a wrestler gets a little harder because of what's on TV. And there's been so many different type of guys and gimmicks, so I guess that's where it can kind of be a little bit of a bad thing, I would say. So.
Let's see how good a booker you are. Book me your dream match against your dream opponent.
My dream match against my dream opponent.
And you gotta give me a finish.
All right, well.
Now you just booked a show in Louisiana, don't tell me you can't do it.
So my dream opponent would be Eddie Guerrero, all day, every day. Even though my favorite wrestler is Rey Mysterio, but my dream opponent would be Eddie Guerrero. I think dream match, if we're just gonna take Eddie versus someone today, I would maybe love to see like maybe Eddie Guerrero versus, let's just say right now, because it's Eddie, I think Seth Rollins would be good to see. Seth Rollins versus Eddie Guerrero, and maybe Seth Rollins actually steals the win from the man who lies and cheats and steals.
Well, let's see here. What kind of wrestling do you like to watch yourself?
I love watching luchadors. It's so different. It's just a whole different animal. I love WWE. I'm a huge fan. I will always watch it, but I think Lucha Underground is just that fast-paced, high-tempo, something you normally don't see all the time, and it's so different. So you're able to see different guys, doing things that they normally don't do. Sometimes you see a lot of dream matches. Just this past week we saw Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Pentagon Jr. or Pentagon Dark. But yeah, it was unreal. So things that you thought you'd never see, you're able to see.
What'd you think about Honky Tonk Man as a security guard?
I almost lost my mind.
I was like, that voice sounds familiar, and they showed him.
I sat there and I was like, guitar? No way. So it was cool. It was a cool surprise. Definitely.
I love that.
Definitely a nice twist.
I didn't see that coming from nowhere.
Right.
All right. Well, let's see, I think I got that. Let's see. Here we go. Do you like to wrestle? When you like to wrestle, what side of your persona would you rather show? The good side of it or the darker side?
I've always shown my good side. I don't really think Alex Cruz has the dark side, but I know that there's darkness in him. When sometimes in a match, if I have to tap into it to, beat my opponent, sometimes I have to match up to his level. But like I said, I always love showing my good side. The reason I do this is for the kids. The reason I do this is just to inspire because of my past. So I really believe just, there's times to get a little bit darker and a little bit more aggressive, but, I always just try to stay myself and, just do this for the fans, do it for the kids, and inspire them while we're doing it.
So this is no more paper. Let me ask you this. Do you have a certain kind of match you haven't done that you want to do?
Yeah. So, I mean, even though I'm very young in my career, I would definitely love to do a last man standing match. One day.
Your back blow out on just
Yeah, I think we'll do it a little smart, but I kind of just like the idea of just going toe-to-toe to where you can't go anymore. So.
This next last question is, what's the name of your finish? Or what is your finish, and what do you call it?
So my finisher is pretty much a flatliner. Jump in the air, grab the guy around his head, and drive his face down to the mat. I like to call it cruise control. So that is my baby.
Well, this is the last one. It's more or less who has been there on a professional and personal level for you the most in professional wrestling? If you like to think, and what is your opportunity?
My wife. And I know she probably would she'd probably kind of think that I wouldn't say it, but I would definitely say my wife. I put her through hell with bookings. I put her through hell with time away. I put her through hell when, we have to take 3-hour drives. She drove with me 6 hours to Lucha in Atlanta and 6 hours back, stayed out, and obviously we have a 5-year-old at home, a 1-year-old at home, so, a lot of times, she is at home taking care of the kids, but, believe me, I've told her, a million times, but without her, there's no way I could be where I'm at or have been able to have, I guess, the luxury of being able to achieve so much. So Jamie, thank you for helping me achieve my dreams, and hopefully one day this will pay off, and you know we'll be living a lot better, a little bit more of a life, doing what we love rather than what we have to do to get by.
I know you got a show coming up in Louisiana. Would you like to say anything about it? I'm gonna try to get this up like probably Monday.
Definitely. So, to wrestling fans, everybody out there, Cruz Nation, Elevate Pro is going to be again in Miro, Louisiana, October 1st. Main event is going to be Pentagon Jr. versus the Mythian Warrior Steve Anthony. And you're going to see the rest of the Elevate Pro guys. You're going to see Dark Fury, Ego Pride heavyweight champion. Myself will be there defending my title. And also we have the start of the women's division and the start of the tag team division, where we have the Lynch Mob versus the IndyCard Mafia. So the card is stacked. It's going to be awesome. There's also a trick-or-treat fatal four-way match, which will be cool to look at. So if you guys are in the area, Miro, Louisiana, October 1st, Elevate Pro. You don't want to miss it.
Thank you for being on Life in the Headlock.
Thank you, man.